time to get this thing over, finished. To start off, we are going to go ahead and build a transformer, a transforming kitchen with very big drawers. On this side, it's just gonna be a normal cabinet door. On this side, it's going to be the pull-out kitchen. This thing will have another countertop on it, so it will have an extending countertop, and then it'll have another extending countertop, like a 2-stage, technically a 3-stage, because this thing is got 2 stages too. So we're gonna do this first, because as soon as we put the countertops on here, it's gonna be hard to reach in back there. So we'll do that, then the counters, then the sink, then all the little details, cabinet up here, a bunch of stuff. It's gonna be awesome. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and mount the sliders. Me being the genius I am, designed it so that all of these were the same width apart, so it will just mount to each side. But we are missing one in the back, so we're gonna go ahead and make another wooden little U back there to really fully support this hinge. Thank you for watching this video. You know, the architect of this amazing creation actually, well, see, the architect designed it well, but the builder, he accidentally placed this piece of wood a 1/4 inch farther out than the other two, so he had to make a custom shim. So here's our custom shim here. Let's show this to one side. Voila! Nail it in and then stain it. As you can see, the sliders are in and all good. They have a lock on them, so the kitchen is not just gonna fly open if for some reason the door is open while you're driving. The next step is to go ahead and make a frame about this size that will connect each of the sliders, and on that frame we'll mount the countertop, we'll mount the second drawer, and the big other drawer. The one thing is, we're not gonna make the frame out of wood. There's not a whole lot of space there. We want as much space to be used for the storage and everything. And we'd have to use like 2x4s or something pretty strong to keep that together. We come over to my big rack and we got this nice long piece of metal. So I'm just box tube and weld it all up. Boom, good to go. So we got the metal frame in there, and closes nicely, stays in. The metal frame for the transformer is done. We gotta paint this, but I'm not sure if you can tell. It's pouring outside. So we're gonna start on making the box for the cabinet. cabinet and the pull-out kitchen being done and stained. We have to wait for that to dry, to then clear coat it, to then assemble it, to then finish the rest of that. So now we can go ahead and work on getting our countertop in here. This is a butcher block. It's pretty much like all this other wood we've been using, except it's good hard wood. So it's really heavy, it's really strong, and it looks awesome. I'm gonna cut it to size. We gotta cut a hole in it for the sink and do all that. I foolishly thought I could fit this entire thing in here in one piece, but clearly that ain't happening. I think we're gonna cut it right down the middle. As long as the seam that we cut is nice, they'll meet back up once we sand in stuff in the vehicle. It should look fine. You'll barely be able to tell there's a seam. Plus that'll actually be nice for cutting the hole for the sink. We can take the one side out. Bigger, that could be a cool shift knob of some sort with like the burn marks on there. We got the countertop in. We wood fillered the seam where the two pieces meet together. Now we gotta let that dry before we can sand it and then stain this and then oil it. While that dries, we're gonna go ahead, start to assemble the pull-out kitchen, and then we can also cut the other countertop for the, that part. Here's the finished kitchen cabinet. I'm so freaking pumped how this turned out. I guess it actually isn't 100% finished, but it's finished enough where we can put this into the Delica And then we have to make the top cutting board, we have to make the slide out cutting board, and we have to make the face. Let's put it in. It is not light, but the sliders are rated for 170 pounds, so hopefully it'll be okay. I would say it probably weighs 30 pounds as is, and we're probably gonna add another 10 pounds of wood. That'll be 40 pounds, so it'll have like 100 pounds of load. That'll be plenty. We got the butcher block stained. Looks freaking awesome. It's a slightly different color than the wall, I think, but it's pretty close. Still have to finish this thing, but we're waiting for some stuff to dry. So we're gonna go ahead and start putting the sink in. We're gonna start with the faucet. We already ran the lines from the water pump up through the bottom of the van. Oh man, that looks so sick. Now the nice thing about the sinks, we're gonna be able to like wash stuff out here if we need to. Gonna try to route the hoses under here in a way that we can still get storage items through easily, but we'll see how that goes. Pretty good. For having it in a van, like that's pretty good water pressure.
Yeah, especially with the jet one.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
There's water in the sink.
Alright, so cameraman Kurt is on vacation this week. Here I am filming myself. We got a few more things to do before this thing is 100% finished. Mostly a cutting board, countertop, and the expandable kitchen, and some trim throughout the van. Go ahead and get to work. I want to get this thing finished quickly. We're gonna go back to some boring old tripod shots here. pull out the kitchen, which has the handle on it. Clicks into place, and we got a nice secondary countertop. But wait, you need more cutting space? Boom. Cutting board. Eventually, we're gonna remount the spare tire, and then we'll get like a foldable leg just to kind of support this thing. So that's that. And it looks sick closed. You can barely even tell that's there. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and oil all the butcher blocks and the countertops with some food grade mineral oil. Now off camera, I added a few more things to the van, a mirror, a beautiful little plant. I loaded all of our camping gear into it, even got some food. We got all the bedding in, and then we got all of our other stuff underneath the bed. Why do we do all that? Well, with the Delica essentially being 100% done, it was time to put it to the test. And so, it's time to embark on a journey. Let me tell you guys, this journey we're about to embark on is intense. It's far, not to be taken lighthearted. Admittedly, it's miserable outside. This is not a day that you go camping. 90 degrees, just rain, so it's super humid, but there's a breeze. I've been walking for what seems like forever. Shop. Hey! We wanted to take another trip into the mountains, but Audra's got a busy work week. I've got other stuff to get to. The only way we can test the Delica is just to drive it 200 feet back behind the shop. There's this nice little piece of land. My landlord said we could camp here for the night, and so here we are, camping here for the night. It's pretty looking, but it's rough out here. And all this tall grass, it's a breeding ground for mosquitoes. There are so many mosquitoes out here. But we got our campfire, we got our finished Delica, we got our overpriced water, and we're already putting the Delica to use. You know, I got the water tank totally full. That's working great. Got the drain hose ran up to the river. It's just water, don't worry. And we got our bed. Man, it's gonna be rough tonight. Turn on the main one and turn on main outlets. All right, you should be good. Ruh-roh. First issue discovered. For some reason, this outlet isn't outletting. See that little light? Okay, it was a false alarm. Turns out I just mislabeled the breakers. If you guys are an OG, you'll know exactly what we're cooking. Peppers and onion is your first hint. I'm washing our vegetables in the sink. It's amazing. Hopefully there's no stain in any of our food. Oh God, the oil got me. Holy crap, it's hot.
Put it back in there.
Main entree coming right up. That, my friends, is a proper cooked hot dog right there. If it ain't splitting, it ain't.
Shitting out of me.
That actually makes sense. That is the Gingium class right there. So good. Got that fire pit char to it. Oh yeah. Well, admittedly, we did not make it through the night. It was so hot and so humid outside. Even with the Milwaukee fan in there and all the windows cracked, it was miserable. Plus, it started raining. At some point in the middle of the night, we packed up the camp and we came back into the shop and we just camped in the shop. But the Delica did awesome. A couple things I really liked. Obviously this kitchen was baller and it worked great. This shelf is also awesome because you can pass stuff through the van up above there. After all the stuff we did, it's still at 12.8 volts. So You know, this thing's got more battery storage than I gave it credit for. Lastly, the bed, actually super comfortable. Just enough space above to be able to sit up, just enough space below to be able to get stuff down there, and just long and wide enough to be comfortable with 2 people. Definitely need some more outside lighting, more ambient outside lighting, stuff for like you can use for when you're cooking and stuff. And then need more external storage with some fabricated stuff back here, maybe a ladder to get to the roof rack. Little things, but the Delica did awesome. And with that, that's gonna be it for this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. I'm happy that we finished this thing. Now we can enjoy it. If we do ever go on any big overlanding trips, I'll of course film it, but otherwise, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for supporting this series, and I'll see you next time.